Welcome back. As I was about to go live, something really strange just happened with my website. The images just vanished from my website for like almost all of my posts. So I'm having the website team look into it right now, but it makes it fine about 5, 10 minutes ago. Um, but yeah, just real quick, I'm down here visiting my mom in the Portland area, and she watched the movie last Nike, how they recruited Michael Jordan and how the Air Jordan brand came to be. And I noticed right at the beginning of the film, they show the headquarter and they have a big poster on early 80s, but they got a big poster of Moses Malone. And Moses Malone, of course, the basketball star, like Moses in the Bible, in the Nike ad or the poster, he's holding a big black staff. And once again, in Exodus 4, God is not happy that Moses is doubting him. So he turns his staff into a snake. And once again, Moses Malone, the basketball star, along with Daryl Dawkins, both drafted out of high school, died right before Kobe Bryant's final season. And Kobe Bryant, known as the Black Mamba, which was a snake, just like the snake. And again, Moses Malone was drafted by Utah. Kobe finished his career against Utah. Moses Malone died at age 60. Kobe scored 60 in his last game against Utah. And in Gematria, Malone equals 60. So does the not so. And remember, in the Bible, Moses also sees the promised land from Jordan. And in light of Moses dying at age 60 and Kobe scoring 60 in his last game, Jordan is 60 years old right now. MJ turned 60 this year in the year 23. So, reviewing some things that we talked about, remember the 1983 NBA Finals won by Philadelphia, led by Moses Malone, the star. They won those 1983 NBA Finals. They began exactly 60 days after Moses Malone's birthday. Exactly 281 days after Kobe Bryant's birthday, and 281 is the 60th prime number. That Moses Malone poster of him holding the staff, that's from 1982. In 1982, Nike put out that ad and that poster. That's the year that Kobe Bryant turned 4. Again, in Exodus 4, God turns Moses' staff into a snake. And by the way, Exodus in Gematria equals 74. Moses Malone was drafted into the NBA in 1974, just like how Kobe died during the 74th NBA season. Kind of also like how Jordan's father was found dead on the side of Interstate 74. And don't forget that when you spell out 4 as a word, the gematria value of the number 4, F-O-U-R, is 60. Big pairing, 4 and 60. Like Mount Rushmore, 4 faces that are each like what we just saw with Trump. His 4th indictment in the 4th state, and the news came on his 60th day of his age that indictment was coming. So, anyway, I went back and looked more. I was thinking, I was like, oh, yeah, of course, Nike's out of Portland. It's really out of Beaverton, Oregon, which is a suburb of Portland, but it's all the same. So Nike's up here in Portland, Oregon, and Jordan got his second championship over Portland. And what's funny is if you measure from Jordan's birthday, February 17th, to the day that he won the finals over Portland in 92, exactly 118 days later. And the phrase just do it equals 118 in Gematria. I went back and looked at when Jordan signed his contract with Nike, and it was on the day leaving 66 days left in the year, which is October 26th in the year 1980. It's a big number with the Bulls, 66. But what's crazy is from Jordan's birthday to the day that he signed his contract, it was 252 days later. And if you write out Greek goddess of victory, it equals 252. That's what Nike is. Nike's the Greek goddess of victory. So Jordan signed this contract in a perfect ritual with the perfect company. And Nike was named Nike on May 30th, 1971. If you take the alphabetic order, Nike equals 39. And if you go back to those 92 finals that were synced up with his birthday and the Nike slogan, just do it, Jordan scored 39 points in game 1 and game 2. 39 game 1, 39 game 2 on the way to his second championship, Nike 39. If you take the alphabetic order with numerology, Nike equals 21. And Nike, again, changed their name to Nike. They were originally called the Blue Ribbon Company. Named Nike in 1971, which was 21 years before 92. Again, in gematria, if you take the alphabetic order of numerology, Nike equals 21, so does Saturn. And the swoosh, the Nike logo, is a ring of Saturn. And 21 is the sixth triangular number. If you had 1 through 6 together, it equals 21. Saturn's the sixth planet. So there's this big relationship with 6 and 21. Of course, Jordan would go on to win 6 championships and be 6-0, kind of like how he's age 60 right now. If you run the alphabetic order in reverse with numerology, Nike equals 24, and the Blazers lost those finals 2-4. Again, that's where Nike's headquartered. So yeah, I had all these images in my post, and a lot of the data's in the images. I'm trying to remember everything off the top of my head, but yeah, look at these 4 guys up here. Again, Moses Malone, Kobe, they're both dead right now. Daryl Dawkins was another Nike athlete. And by the way, in gematria, Daryl Dawkins equals 60. Again, Daryl Dawkins equals 60. He died 17 days before Moses Malone. Both of them drafted out of high school right before Kobe's last season out of high school. Moses Malone was the first player drafted out of high school, period. He was drafted by the ABA. The very next year, Daryl Dawkins became the first player drafted out of high school by the NBA. Both played for Philadelphia, Kobe's hometown, which is biblically named. And remember, Daryl Dawkins died 17 days before Moses Malone. Moses equals 17, like NBA equals 17. And Moses Malone and Kobe were both born on the 23rd of the month. Moses Malone was born March 23rd. Kobe was born August 23rd. Their birthdays are 153 days apart, which is the 17th triangular number. In light of all the 4s, let's not forget LeBron James, King James, like how the real King James has a Bible named after him, like how LeBron won his only finals on the real King James's birthday with the Cavs. And LeBron's currently sitting on 4 NBA championships, 4 and 6, like Psalm 46 is so infamous in the King James Bible. But LeBron dropped Kobe to 4th in points scored all time in Philly the day. Forget about that with all the 4s. And again, Moses Malone and Daryl Dawkins died 4 seasons before Kobe died. And now this year when the NBA gets going, it'll be the 4th season since Kobe's death. So he's got to wonder about MJ. And back to the Saturn piece. Again, Nike and the swoosh and Saturn. If you look at the day that Nike became Nike, it was May 30th, 1971. May 30th, 1971. That's the day they changed their name to Nike. And that's always an interesting date, May 30th. We've talked about Saturn rituals with May 30th and how it aligns with Saturnalia, which is December 17th. If you write out Saturn worship, it has gematria of 150, like May 30th is the 150. And if you run it the other way, Saturn worship also equals 201. And May 30th, again, the 150th day of the year is 201 days before Saturnalia, December 17th. 150, 201 are also numbers of the Illuminati and the Jesuit order. And again, we're in the time of the first Jesuit Pope, who's the first to live in Suite 201 at the Vatican, and who has a birth name that equals 201, like the Jesuit order. That with all of the Nike Saturn stuff, how the name is perfectly synced with the Saturnalia date. And just for more recent history, you saw Beau Biden die on May 30th, 201 days before the sitting Pope's birthday. Remember, he died at age 46 before his father was inaugurated as number 46 on 20/1, the 201st day of the nation's age each year. But yeah, Nike. We've been talking about Nike and Saturn rituals for a long time. And again, while I've been working on this short book on Kobe, there's parts about Moses Malone and Daryl Dawkins and LeBron and Jordan. And I just realized I better do a little bit more research on the history of Nike because remember, after Kobe retired in 2016, he put out the Kobe Bryant After Death shoe in November. And that same November in 2016, Comedy Central put out the Legends of Chamberlain Heights episode where Kobe dies in a helicopter crash. And they put that out on the 16th day of November. So it can be written 16/11, like how the King James Bible came out in 1611. Again, it's all biblical. Moses in Exodus. He sees the promised land from Jordan. LeBron, King James. Kobe Bryant, the snake. Moses' staff turned into a snake. Yeah, I'd never noticed that before. Yesterday, watching that, he did an ad with Moses holding the staff. I mean, come on. But and again, Old Testament. A lot of Bible researchers will point out that the Bible's all astrotheology, which is so obviously true. I mean, for all you guys who can't wrap your mind around that, it's because of cognitive dissonance. But a lot of people will point out that the God of the Old Testament is Saturn. Saturn's a big deal. Again, Aleister Crowley, he had that occult religion, Thelema, that worshipped, the number 93, which is a big Saturn number. And the most simple cipher, Saturn's 93. Just like how last year, remember what they did last year in the NFL on Saturnalia? Jeff Saturday, he was up 33-0 on the Vikings, and the Vikings came back and won. And on the 93rd Meridian West in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which equals 93. So yeah, again, this is bigger than just the NBA and basketball and Nike. But these things are important to the occult. Again, Saturn's the keeper of time. All of these things are rituals in time. The Grim Reaper's scythe comes from the astrological symbol for Saturn, Saturn's sickle. But I'm going to redo this video again later when they have the website fixed, and they better be able to fix the website. If my web team they were trying to they told me they're going to be optimizing my website this week, and I'm worried that they might have ruined the website. If you guys might have noticed, GeometryEffect.news has been running slower in the recent weeks. They said it needed to be on. And this did happen back in 2022. They were working on the website and they accidentally deleted a ton of images. So if they've deleted every image on my website, the website is like 3 years of work down the drain. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed. That's not what just happened. So anyway. What else can I say? You guys can go back and watch the other videos I've recently done on Jordan and the reason they put out that Air Jordan film on April 5th. If you guys want to go back and look at those 92 NBA finals, man, there's all sorts of things that are interesting about them. Every single box score for Jordan's a perfect ritual. But yeah, just do it. Nike, Portland, Jordan's second championship. Again, 21 years after Nike became Nike. It's just and now look at how far it's come. I mean, Nike like runs the world of sports, don't they? College and pro, everybody's got the Nike. It's like Jordan, right? Jordan's on everything. You see the Jordan Airman logo on everything. By the way, if you watch that new film on Jordan, right at the end, they say right as they started filming the movie, the man who invented the Jordan shoe, who designed it, they say that he died the first week of filming the new movie. I mean, what a coincidence. They said he died at age 78. If you run it the other way, the small way, Saturn worship is 78. So is Jesuit. He just happened to die at age 78, the man who made the shoe, right as they start. And yeah. So anyway, when right as I put up the the stream that I was going to go live in like 5 minutes, that's when all the images went down on the website. So anyway, it was going to be a better presentation, but I think I got a lot of it out there off the top of my head anyhow. Um, if the website comes back up and they got the images, I will definitely redo this eventually. Oh, just for the record, Beaverton also has Gematria 39 like Nike, going with Jordan dropping 39 points in the first 2 games on the way to his second championship. Oh, yeah, just do it. I talked about how Jordan won the finals 118 days after his birthday. Just do it. 118 in the most simple cipher. If you take the alphabetic order with numerology, just do it equals 28. And Nike began again as the Blue Ribbon Company in 64. So that was 28 years before 92, which also goes with the just do it thing. Shout out to John Mendoza, and shout out 2 times, John. I saw yesterday after I disconnected from the stream that you had donated $1. I appreciate that. I missed it during the stream, but thank you. I can only do TFR on the time slot that I have, and I don't know what's going on with Chris Gio, who runs the network. He used to be responsive. I know that he's become like he might. I don't know if I don't even want to start speculating. Some people say I don't want to, the guy who runs TFR. He's the only guy who could ever move the time slot. He did ask me a few years ago to do more shows each week. And the guy who used to do the show every day, unfortunately, he passed away more than a year ago now. So it's a lot of reruns on TFR. There's only so many live programs left. But I have thought about, maybe doing more TFR episodes just so we have the call board more often. And maybe started doing 3 hours every Wednesday night, maybe do an hour or hour a night. So if I can ever get Chris Gio to respond again, that's something that could possibly be done. I'd almost rather do it that way, just shorter shows once a week or a few times a week. But Kayla says we need a podcast. Well, so it's I've been saying I'm going to do that for a long time too. Again, you can just download these YouTube videos. I mean, almost all of them are podcasts. But yeah, if it was regularly scheduled, it would probably help. Just with the consistency of people knowing when to tune in. It's just the way I am. I'm just so in the moment. Okay, I got to do this. I got to do this. It's hard for me to stay on a schedule. I work on. I also like it so that if I have to break free at any moment to do something else, that's also available. But Jason, I bet you anything your package is at my house. And again, I'm not at my house right now, but I'm sure it's there. I will let you know when I get back. But thank you again. Looking forward to that. Yeah. Anyway, right now I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that the website's not totally screwed. I'm going to be so mad if it is. I mean, it's 3 years of work. So that was unexpected. When I launched this stream to go live, the pictures were up, and then they all posted on that one. So we'll leave it there for now. And thanks to everyone who hits the like and the share. Thanks to everyone who leaves a comment. Thanks to everyone who helps the algorithm out any way possible. And shout out to Nathan as well. Nathan says, happy Friday, everybody. Appreciate it. I am debating. I'm down in the Portland area. I'm debating on going to Portland and setting up the megaphone and just talking about everything going on in the world. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people down there to talk to with their slave muzzles on. So you might see me in Portland a little bit later today doing what we did in Seattle. All right. Till next time, Truth Seeker.